Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. It's how to make a lidded box where the lid will slip over easily. And I've decided that I'm going to use the painted Christmas suite for this one. Well, part of it. Certainly the paper. And this is the paper that's got sort of nature topical seasonal patterns in it. I can't speak today. I need more coffee, clearly. So it's got pine cones, it's got holly berries and stuff like that, but sort of the nature elements to the Christmas, wintry, autumnal kind of season. So it's just a lovely, simple box, and I like it very much. So I'm going to show you how to make it. So you need a piece of cardstock for the base, which measures 8 by 11 inches, 20 by 27.5 centimetres. And you need some paper for the lid, which is 6 by 9 inches, 15 by 22.5 centimetres, and the finished dimensions: 2 inches tall, 4 inches that way, and 7 inches that way. So in metric, 5 centimetres by 10 by 17.5. Now there's lots of measurements, obviously. So please do just simply click in the description bar below, and you will head straight to my blog where you will see everything written down for this. Okay, so the base. 8 by 11 inches, 20 by 27.5, and super easy. Just score it at 2 inches on all 4 sides, which is 5 centimetres. Whoopsie. 5 centimetres on all 4 sides. This is Evening Evergreen, which just felt like the right colour, and obviously it is the green that's in the background here. This one was Early Espresso to go with my pine cones. Okay. This one, the lid, 6 by 9 inches, 15 by 22.5 centimetres. You can score it at 1 inch on all 4 sides, but you do need to move your paper out very slightly, only sort of by, hair of a whisper, a tiny little bit, so that your lid will sit nicely over the top of your box. So you just move it out a tiny little bit. Oops, I've not got hold of it. There we go. So 1 inch, 2.5 centimetres on all sides. And what I'll do is I'll make the base up first, because that's probably going to be a bit easier to see because it's plain coloured cardstock, before we put the lid over. So who is now getting ready for Christmas? I was chatting to somebody the other day and saying September seems to be that point in time, for me anyway as a family, but certainly me anyway as a family, for us as a family and for me as a Brit. September is, right, the children have gone back to school, there's no sort of sunbathing going on anymore, I can now think Christmas. And actually the last family birthday in our house is the 1st of September, when it's Jacob's birthday. He's my 3rd son. And he has his birthday on the 1st of September. And once that's out of the way, I can then go, okay, right, let's start planning Christmas. Okay, so you can see what I've done with this first corner here. I've taken a wedge either side. I'm going to do that, but I'm going to rotate each time. There was a point in time when... So I have 4 sons, and there's 6 of us in our house, and you'd have thought we could have scattered our birthdays everywhere. Nope. Mine comes first. 4 weeks later is Oliver's. 2 weeks later is Jack's. 3 days later is Chris's. Then we have a little hiatus until the very last day of July, when it's Luke's. And then the 1st day of September is Jacob's. They literally bookend August. Seriously, 6 of us, we could have scattered everywhere. No, we clustered together. But there was a point in time. I'm just going to do the same on the lid as I did on the base. But yeah, there was a point in time when we did only have 2 children. And it was once Luke's was out of the way, I could get moving on Christmas stuff. So end of July, I could get moving. But yeah, there seems to be... September is that funny point in time when you go... Okay, the summer's over, the summer holidays, and, yes, it's a little bit warm outside, but, I really need to start thinking about Christmas because, we're into that last section of the year. And then before you know it, it's the end of November and you bought nothing. Okay, so you can see what I've done. I've repeated the same all the way around. So I'm going to get my tearing tape. and pop some in each corner. I'm just taking off the backing. And you just simply line up and match. That's my first corner, and just keep working your way round. That's the base, and we're going to repeat the same with the lid, although actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my Seal Plus for my lid tabs. And just forming the corners the same as I did before. And because we left that little extra, we moved the paper away very slightly. This is going to slip over perfectly with no buckling, which is what would happen with the cardstock base. It would buckle in on itself. So that's done. Brilliant. Love it. Okay. Evening Evergreen, let's go with this, what's it called? Ooh, chevron weave ribbon. Oh, that's a bit of a posh name. And I'm going to tie a bow. Well, that's not a bad bow. And then let's do a little stamping. So on this one, I cut a square of, actually it was a rectangle of Whisper White cardstock, I think it was. Yes, it was a rectangle of Whisper White and some Evening Evergreen, which I managed to... I forgot to get out, so let's just hope I've got some in next. Oh, I have. I've got plenty next to me in the drawer. Phew! In my scrap straw. And then I've got 2 stamp sets. So I've got Little Delights because I wanted the You're Such a Blessing, but this is one of those that's for kind of all seasonings. Seasonings? No, it's good for all seasons. Merry Christmas, Birthday Wishes, and You're Such a Blessing. So I'm going to go with that one. And then obviously I've got all these pine cones, which is from the stamp set that matches. Did I get the dies out? Oh, I don't believe it. I forgot to get the dies out. Oops. I can't believe I did that. Oh well, let's just do a slight variation. So there are dies that go with that. Oopsie daisy. Right, Sam, how can you change this? I could pause and go and get the dies out, but let's just, you know, let's roll with it. So I'm going to go that size by that size. So that's 3 by 4 inches, which is 7.5 by 10. And I'm going to cut some Whisper White, tiny bit less. Can't believe I didn't get those out. I'm so organised normally. Ugh. Rubbish today. So what I want to do is I'm going to get my phrase stamp down first. So You're Such a Blessing. And I'm going to grab my Evening Evergreen and get that right down in that bottom corner. Fabulous. So I don't need that colour anymore. What I do need now are cinnamon cider and early espresso, because I'm going to double layer my stamps. So I want the fatter images, and those are the skinny, so that's the base colour. And oh yes, look, I can fit that in, that's no problem. Yay. Sam fixes it on the fly. Oh, am I going to get 3 on? I hope I can. So that's the cinnamon cider down. I'm just going to give these a quick clean up. I've got my Stampin' Mist and Stampin' Scrub next to me so that I can clean everything up. If you haven't got that in your crafting room, get it, because it's the best thing. No baby wipes, no anything like that. It's scrubs, you know, it's clean, dry, ready to go. Okay. So I'm going to come in with the early espresso. I'm going to do my very best not to get my head in camera, but you just simply go over the top, probably lining it up a little better than I've done, but you get the idea. Got lights reflecting off the back of this all over the place, and that's as simple as it is to get a realistic looking 3D pine cone, because that's what I feel it is, a realistic looking 3D pine cone. Okay, so get some Stampin' Seal onto there, and do you know what, I might swap that bow over to the other side. Yeah, you know what, I'm going to make it like that. Or yeah, because my tail will go over the words. Let's move that back again. Yeah, that's good. So it's slightly different. It's the same but different. So I'm going to put my dimensionals in the outer corners so that that ribbon is still movable. So the ribbon can still move freely. And yeah, it's a little different. I don't know which one I prefer, actually. Possibly that one. But this one is 3 small die cuts and 2 of the bigger ones. But yeah, I like them both. I hope you do too. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.